So, firstly, any more doubts from your end, or shall we continue with the configuration scenario testing today?
You can continue with the scenario testing.
Right. Unfortunately, the configuration scenario which we have developed is not present on the is not. I could not able to see that configuration scenario. Now, should we can we create one more scenario, or see one of the existing scenario and test it? As per your wish, I can do now.
New scenario, Kumar.
You want to? Sorry.
Create the new scenario.
Great. Wonderful. Let's go. Okay. You can have one more time a revision of this. So create configuration scenario. CS underscore. I think the scenario name is present here. Okay. Create. Save. So this is the test scenario. Just I had created it such a way that it had given all the objects which I need to create. Okay. So firstly, let me take business systems directly. I think if you can remember, we had taken the party name at that particular tab in previous configuration, but today let's go with directly with business systems, which are which are present in which are already present, imported from SLD and present here. We can take the existing business systems and assign them to this. I think we can assign these two systems here. Okay, I will assign these two systems to this configuration scenario. So here, see, in the collaboration profile objects, you can see the two services what I had assigned from that point. Now I will create a new communication channel for it, for the sender. This is for the sender. CC underscore file underscore sender. So this is what we had discussed about the communication channel. If firstly you need to select which type of adapter it is. And then the type of the adapter. It is a sender adapter or a receiver adapter. Okay. Okay. As already you had looked onto this screen already. Let me some more go in depth into this communication channel of file. Okay, here you can see transport protocol, message protocol, and adapter engine. What are these all? See, transport protocol implies which type of protocol you require while your message is transporting from one system to other system. If you see the options which he had given up, he is giving two options. Either it is a file system NFS or FTP, file transfer protocol. I think if you already been to a networks session, those two are very familiar with that, right? FTP is one type of protocol, file protocol, where the exchange of files can be takes place. NFS is also one of the types of file protocols. What's the basic difference between FTP and NFS then? See here, in NFS, this protocol will be used internally. All the business systems which are existing on the SLD, then we use an NFS protocol. If we need to connect to an external server, then we will shift to FTP server. Okay, this is what transport protocol implies. Message protocol. Message protocol implies how your message need to be present. See here, I will show you the options also. File content conversion. Two methods are there. File and file content conversion. What happens is, as I already told you, adapters are such that they will exchange the input format into an XML format. Okay, if your input file is of an XML format, then we can use message protocol as file protocol. Else if your input is not in XML format, then you need to do some conversion, some content conversion into that file in order to shift or convert that flat file into an XML formatted one. For example, have you worked with CSVs, comma separated files? If you work with CSV, there will be a standard format of CSV, and we need to similar to your BDC, batch batch data communications, where you will dump every row of a flat file or a CSV into the database. Similarly, here there will be an existing flat file, an existing format of a CSV which need to be converted into an XML file. We will use file content conversion here to convert that into an XML format, and then we will process into the mapping. Okay, that's what the adapter engine here implies. Sorry, the message protocol implies. Next is adapter engine. Adapter engine. Here what happens is, while we are going to critical business scenarios, we will be having two servers at least two servers, where the second server will be an central adapter engine. In this central adapter, one will be an integration server and another will be a central adapter engine. Whenever a message need not to be passed through the mapping, or it's somewhat higher for you, just listen to these words. We will come again to this adapter engine concept again. Okay, never mind. Whenever your file not required the integration server implies whenever your file not required any mapping and that file need to be directly pushed into the receiver end, then you can go with another server where it does not have any mappings inbuilt in that. This adapter engine concept is completely for performance checks, where the performance of the system will be increased if some of the scenarios were passed through another server. Okay, that's what the concept of this adapter engine. Next, it's a source directory. Oh, I think I have to take some help. Yes, please.
If the file format will be a .xml file,
right,
then message protocol will be file only.
Yes.
If the other format, then you have to do the file conversion, and the output file is always XML only.
If the output file is always an XML, and again the receiver requires that in other than an XML format, okay, then again you require to do the message protocol. Let's go to receiver and then talk about that file communication channel. Okay. as this is an sender, let's be fixed to sender, and when I go to the receiver, we will talk about that. Okay.
Yeah. And the transport protocol,
Yeah.
FTP is the from one server to another server like that.
Yeah, similar. If you give here FTP, see how your access parameters and all the things have been changed.
Yes, yes.
Here you need to give the server name, type of connections, what is the connect mode, it's a per file transfer or permanently one, quality of service, again some blah 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 blah. Many things. These all things will be coming up when you are selecting an FTP one. Okay.
Yes, on the day you create one conversation channel, no?
Sorry.
Before in previous class you created one conversation channel.
Right.
While activating the showing the path invalid.
Not path invalid. It had shown an error saying that the service number of the party is not existing. What happened? What we had done is, sorry.
I think both errors, path and party number something.
No. If path is wrong, then it does not affect the activation of the communication channel. Okay, I will show you. No problem. Not a deal. I will show you all the things because it cannot. Yes, please.
Where I will see this path.
This path.
Yeah.
Go to run.
If I practicing my system, then.
No. You will log on to remote desktop, right?
If I am practicing my laptop also, I install SAP.
In your system.
Yeah.
Oh, you had installed SAP PI in your LAPI. Fine.
Yes.
Then do one thing. Firstly, try with / your username and go ahead. Just give whatever you can give in run. For example, if I can give *temp, it's not working up. Something we can give in run, and if we can open the path, that path you can give directly in the source directory.
Once you open this path.
Okay. This path.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These two checkboxes are for additional values. I did not never use that. Up to that we does not require it. Next comes 1 minute. Yeah. Next comes quality of service, exactly once, best effort, and exactly once in order. 3 types of quality of services we are having. You had seen the message interface, synchronous and asynchronous mode. Remember? What man?
Yes, Sumar.
Could you able to hear me up?
Yes.
Okay. See, in message interfaces, we had seen a synchronous message interface, asynchronous message interface, where I had where I had already said you that synchronous implies a type and handshake of protocol and a request and response. And for an asynchronous interface, we do not require any response; just we will send it directly. So, in the similar manner, quality of the service implies that what type of communication you require. Do you require a burst effort? Burst effort communication implies a synchronous communication where you expect a response for your request. Next one will be an exactly once quality of service, where you will directly send the system send the request asynchronously to the receiver end. Where the next one, exactly once in order, implies if I am having 100 files into my bin and I need to send them in an order, like the first file need to go first, then only the second file need to go. Okay, if the first file failed in PI or having some network communication problem and did not reach the receiver, the next 99 files should not reach the receiver. In that particular scenario, we will go to exactly once in order. Okay, understood. This is how the quality of the service varies up. Next, pole interval. Pole interval implies the for how much time of duration after how much time of interval that this particular sender communication channel needs to poll that particular path for having a new file into the system. Okay. Next, processing mode. I think I already discussed about the processing mode, where we are having archives set to read-only, delete, and test. Processing mode implies that whenever a message is retrieved from the path, then what it needs to do, what the communication channel needs to do. Does it require to archive that file? Implies delete the file from the existing path and keep that file into an other directory, archive directory. Simply we will have like this, archive, which implies that it will be shifting into that archive directory. Okay. Next will be delete. Delete implies whenever the file is picked, it will be deleted from your existing path. If when you go with test implies that your message will be presented there only. Whenever you stop and start the communication channel, then this particular channel can pick up the file, recognize the file as a new file on the path, which is on the path. For the present sake, let's go with delete, and we will see what are the other options also. Next, for empty file handling. Whenever there is an empty file, what we need to do not create a message, process empty files, skip empty files, as per it is self-explanatory there. Okay. Processing sequence by name. Processing sequence implies that whenever a file, whenever some 20 files existed on your communication channel, in what sequence that should be executed. Okay, if you want to execute the sequence by date, you can go by date. By name, you can go by name. Okay. File type is binary, is a standard one, and then comes your operating system commands. These are something at presently not very important for you. But if you want to do some other stuff after the message being transferred to PI, you can give some command lines that will be operated in the operating system. Implies whenever you pick a file, you want to run another script parallel to that, which is already present on the system. You can give the command line of execution of that particular script. Okay. Or otherwise, if you want to give anything, any type of command or any type of action you want to do, you can give in this operating system commands before message processing and after message processing. Next comes a beautiful terminology: set adapter specific attributes. See here, if I tick that, I got some bunch of things what I can do. Okay. Let me go into this. No problem. We can able to understand. See here, if I click here, I'm getting some list of things what I need to do. Adapter specific attributes. What is this ASMA implies? ASMA implies that ASMA particularly looks for a runtime execution. Implies whenever you want a message. For example, here you are seeing file name, right? This file name will be dynamically will be dynamically assigned or will be dynamically picked up by the PI communication channel when you set these adapter specific attributes. Implies whenever you require the name of the file need to be present as per the format in the message mapping, then you can pick the type of format in the mapping and you can assign to this file name at runtime. We will see how to do this task afterwards. After running this particular small scenario, we will see how we can change the file names and do the job. Okay, nothing to bother now only. Next, the status is active. Okay, this is what this complete parameters tab implies for you. Next, go to identifiers. It doesn't mean anything much. Don't go much depth into this. Next will be module. This is where again we can do many things using module tab. Whenever an XML message is coming as an input, what type of actions you need to perform or you require to perform will be presented, can be configured on this module tab. See here the main word processing sequence. In what sequence this particular file need to be processed. Here we can add some other user defined module names also. If you want to create on your own something, or if you want to create something on your own, we will be doing this also. Okay, we will be definitely doing this. This is also one of the biggest achievements if you can execute a custom module and worked on the custom module. This will be a big asset for you. Whenever you execute a custom module, it will be a big asset. Okay, we will come to this part. Right. Any doubts on the standard communication channel? Is it clear for you? Srinivas?
Yes, Kumar. Are you able to hear me?
I could not hear you, I guess. Okay then. I am saving this communication channel. Now I need to create a receiver communication channel. Right. See in this receiver, same transport message adapter is the same, and here I think this will be a receiver. Say what type of file name schema you want. Next, come see here in the sender communication channel. The sender communication channel, after file accessing parameters, source directory and file name, these two are similar. In the processing parameter, next one will be processing parameters. Sorry. Next one will be processing parameters. In this processing parameters, we had given what is quality of service, what is the core interval, and how the processing mode should be, all these things. While coming to a receiver, so think now in an real-time scenario, you're about to place a file now. What the processing parameters required for that? File construction mode. So if you want to add the timestamp, the correct timestamp to the file, before placing up on the receiver one, you can select this add timestamp, add message ID, and add counter will be something like immediately when a file is been created, the message ID will be retrieved and pasted up. Counter implies how many times this file communication channel is existing. That particular count will be coming for you. Next, create and append will be on the files itself. If you want to append one particular file itself again and again, you need to create append in the append mode. If you want to create in a create mode, it does not do much for us, right? I will take add timestamp, because why we will take add timestamp is whenever if we are sending with same file name, for example, input.xml, we are having an input.xml type of file name, at least 2 to 3 on the center communication channel, and these have been transferred to the output communication channel or at one glance. Then we need one will be overridden by other if we are having the same file names. Okay, so to get rid of that risk, we will add a timestamp which will be a unique one always. Okay. Next will be message handling, minimum concurrency. Next will be file type. Next, command lines. Variable substitution. See here, variable substitution. If I give here some name, and we have to give here reference. Anyways, you can see that variable substitution and add to specific matter attributes will run in parallel, where we can create the file name at the runtime. Example, you can give here some variable, and if you say here output beyond output.xml, you can give name. Now what it does is this name field will be taken up at the runtime from this variable substitution. Okay, for example, see, if you give like this, okay, it will check during the runtime what is the file name we are giving up, and as per that it will be taken up. Okay, we will be checking that also. After executing this one, we can go ahead and depth with those things. Alright, I had saved this also. So I had finished 2 communication channels now. What will be the next step? Write mode. Write mode implies this one only, right? Empty file write mode. This one only, or any other one? Where is this write mode? You're talking about this one only, right? Write mode and ignore. Write mode directly. Here it is. Okay. Got it. Okay. See, whenever the file is coming up, whenever the file is coming up and being placed on the file system, what type of method you need to use? If you use temporary file, it will be storing up on a temporary file and storing and giving up just like a buffer. It will be used as a buffer for you and do the job. But again, I will come to this once again. I do not know much about this. As per the options which is given here, the write mode will be like whenever you want to place the file, what type of mode it requires. Anyways, I will come to this again. I will once again see the manual, and then I will come to this write mode option. Okay. What will be the next step after the creation of these two communication channels? Ping me. Exactly. Sender agreement. Sender agreement. See my sender agreement is now. So before this, let's do one thing. Let's just add our created interfaces here. Why this one is not coming? Okay. What happened is this business file, as this is a business system, it is directly linked up to the software component version, and those sender and receiver interfaces are into the picture, and it is not allowing us to add our own interfaces which we had created under file 10 to file 11 something, right? Under this file 10 to this software component version. See here, the software component is already been declared for this with file 2 to file 2.0. Ours is file 10, 2.0 of file 10.com. This is as already created one. It is giving like this. But anyways, we can if we do not give in this interface also, that's not a big deal. When you are creating the sender agreement, you can assign the business service and systems here also, message interfaces here also. For example, in the interface column, I am taking something. See here, it is already giving the one which is present in the business system, but also we are having other option all. Here we can check as per my software component version what I want to use. This one. I want to use this one. Okay, use it. Right. So assign a communication channel. Save. What is the next step? What will be the next step of the sender agreement? What I need to derive? Receiver agreement? No. What's the flow? After sender agreement, we need to go for receiver determination. We need to determine the receiver first. We need to route to the receiver first. Then only we will go to interface determination, and then at last go to receiver agreement. This will be the flow, how you need to derive. Okay, let me derive the receiver determination. See here in the receiver, we need to add which service. Okay. See now, let me save this here. Whenever I save this here, yes. But here the sender, right? This is sender one. Now we will give the receiver interface. See, whenever you are saving the business service here we are getting down all the things what we need to derive. Okay. Okay. Next, this is how you require to derive the receiver determination. Then define interface determination. This is inbound interface, and then comes mapping. See here, it directly given what as per the receiver and sender interfaces, what type of mapping we need to require, we need to use. Okay, save it, and then derive receiver agreement. Here you need to give the receiver interface. Great. Now assign the communication channel, and here I comes for the header mapping now. Okay, header mapping. What this header mapping implies? Header mapping implies what type of party, what type of service you need to use while, while you're sending the data to the receiver. For example, here I have used business to business file system sender as this service as a sender, but in header I want some other service need to be the sender. Implies it should mention some party name for me instead of only a service. Then I can map the header with the sender party service, sender party here, which then it manipulates the receiver message into where adds up the sender party into that message, and then sends the buttons and then sends the message to the receiver end, so that at time of receivers it checks from where actually this file came, and from the party as the sender party we had mentioned. Then if you tick here, then this particular sender party will be for example SAP Solutions is the sender party for me. Okay, and I'm your receiver, and if I'm getting some messages from SAP solutions and some other institutes also, I need to recognize from which party this message comes from, right? Then we will what we will do is we will assign this header mapping sender party, and we will assign SAP solutions as the sender party, and we will pass the message. Then when the message comes to my end, then I can identify by the party name from where exactly that message came. So for this particular type of scenarios, we need to use header mappings. Okay, understood? Save. I think we had finished with completely of what we need to do, the configuration. See what we have done and how nicely your configuration scenario is showing everything for you. I had assigned the business systems, communication channels, then receiver determination, interface determination, sender agreement, receiver agreement. Okay, all the things are present on your configuration scenario now. Right, let me check everything. No errors. Good. Go to now change list, PI user, open, standard change list. Right. Let me activate the list of objects what I had created right now. I did not create this, I did not create this, I did not. I had created it. I had created the sender communication channels, business sender, this one, sender receiver agreement. I did not create it, these three, receiver interface determination and receiver determination. Okay. I'm activating. See, once the scenario got activated, this edit mark had gone here, and it is saying it is perfectly fine for you to test it now. Okay, let's start the test. For testing, I think I require input data, right? Let me take this. Oh, goodness. Let me first place the input in this, then convert this into input.xml. Okay, now see the magic. This is the sender. I had given this onto this. At 11:21 a.m. they had placed this. Why is this 11:21 a.m. showing here? Anyways, what type of sender communication channel we had used? Delete processing mode, right? Processing mode delete, right? See here, disappeared. The file which you had placed got disappeared. No, nothing to activate. The 60 seconds poll interval is there now. After 60 seconds, the communication channel pings this path, and then it will picks the one thing. For example, let me show you directly this one thing. I will not go again into the communication channel. Saved it and changed the input .xml. It's at 11:22. Let us see what happens. You got able to see the screen, right? See there, it disappeared. Why it's disappeared is, as we had used here the processing mode as delete. If you use processing mode as test, it will not disappear, right? If you use processing mode as archive, it will disappear and show that in archive folder. Okay. Now we had seen the file disappearing from this path, and now let us see whether it is placing in the receiver path or not. See, I had processed 2 files, and this is the what it had appended to this. Any idea? What is the timestamp? We had given add timestamp, right? 11:22 something, some 1856 seconds and all these things. This is the timestamp. I had told you already the uniquely identifying processing parameter will be an addition of timestamp. So it had appended the timestamp and stored it on this. And let me try here only. If in counter what I will get in counter. If I give here add counter prefix of counter definition. I am checking what this counter can give us. Okay. Say they are using a file communication channel at the sender, file communication channel at the receiver. So it is called as file-to-file communication. Okay. Good. Get appended 0001, and it is giving me a counter here. That's good one. Let me try one more. What happens to this? Then I will show you the output, whether it is coming to me correctly or not. In the meanwhile of this processing, if you given wrong data, okay, we will do that. See here how it is given for you. I think now it senses something for you. See. This is what our receiver interface is, right? Just an employee name and employee number, and employee name should be appended. Right. This is what your receiver came up. Okay? As per the interface. Good, man. Adding a counter implies we are getting the counter here itself. Good one, good one. Right. Any doubts, man? Okay, wrong data. Sorry. If you give wrong data, it will be failing up in money. For example, I did not give here this MTech. Okay? Excuse me. And I saved it. See, the file will be picked up from here now, but it will not store onto the output. To the overview of a user or a layman who directly places a file on this sender path and sees for the file whether it had went to the receiver or not. For the outlook of that particular person, this file, this particular wrong input file will disappear from here now, just what that's done, but will not appear on this. As per him, this file is a missing one. This file did not create at the output, and he will jump on us now as a PI consultant we are, saying that my files are missing and your PI consumed them. Okay, then what we will be doing is we will be going to SXMB_money. We will be going to this monitor, processed monitor fields, and execute here. See, man, these are all things which you had executed just now, and these are successful ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. As 4 are successful, you are having 4 outputs here. Okay, the 5th one is not successful for you. So now we need to go at that particular point and see why it is failing. It is giving this, see here, it is directly giving a null pointer exception error. Why it is a null pointer error? Again, go to the input. See, the input payload is not in correct format. Then we will be reporting to that sender guy saying that this input file is missed because it is not satisfying the complete input data format that need to be given up. This is what we will be analyzing from here and giving this to him. Understood? Any more doubts, ma'am? Right. Can we wind up for today? Oh, sure. Take your time. Excuse. So you're saying that you could able to see only two namespaces on a proxy transaction. Is that not two? Able to? Okay, okay. Right. That's good one. So you could able to see all the ESR objects on as proxy. That's wonderful. That's good. That's what I had said, right? This is type of proxy communication, and from that point of view, you will assign if that particular ECC is in sender one, you will create some report there and call the proxy execute function, and that executes the proxy for you and transfers the message to PI. And if it is a receiver proxy, then it will be triggered. It will be triggered uh, whenever the file comes from, whenever the message comes from PI. This particular as proxy will be will be triggering a class or a method which will again inbuiltly call another function which stores the message into the database tables. This will be the end-to-end scenario how this proxy communication works out for us. Understood? That's what, right? We are, for example, we want a CSV file to be transferred to a proxy. The source structure will be mapped with the target structure, and we can map like file to proxy scenario. Of course, we will be creating the DT, MT, and MM for the file, not for the proxy, I guess. So sorry. Yes, for the proxy also we will create it. We will create the message interface, and that message interface, once we created the message interface on PI, that message interface structure will be used by the ABAP consultants in order to create the programs. Wonderful. So, any more doubts? So, can we wind up for today? Wonderful. Okay, man. Should we meet tomorrow or on Monday? Monday, I will not be able to take up the class for you. If you are not willing to take the class for tomorrow, let's move on to Tuesday directly. Your wish. Tuesday. Okay. Have a happy weekend. Enjoy your weekend in Chennai. Okay. Chalo then. Bye, guys.